What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Theriot, and today I have a special new video for you guys. We'll be going over 10 tips to managing over $1,000 a day in Facebook ad spend based off everything I'm currently doing right now, what's working, and how you can do it yourself. If you're new to the channel, again, my name is Nick Theriot, and I run a digital agency helping ECOM businesses scale from $25K a month to $250K a month in revenue. After watching today's video, you'll be able to start managing campaigns more confidently, especially as you shift into higher budgets. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button below, as we post weekly videos on e-commerce marketing and Facebook ads showing you how to scale your stores. With that being said, let's jump into the video. Alrighty, so I think tip number one is what I'm going to show you today does not apply to testing campaigns. This is only going to apply to live campaigns that are currently already scaling, profitable, that you're managing on a day-to-day basis. My testing campaigns have our own set of rules and stuff that I follow for that specific campaign, but these are for your live campaigns that are already proven to be profitable, and now you just need a better way to manage them. Testing campaigns, you want about 72 hours of consistent data and ad spend with no interruptions, whereas these rules and stuff that I'm going to show you today, these tips and stuff, they will not apply to testing campaigns. They're going to be specifically for campaigns that are already moving forward, already profitable and stuff. So tip number one is you're going to have separate rules for live campaigns and separate rules for testing campaigns. So big tip right there. Now, tip number two is you need to know your numbers. Here's all the numbers that we would like to know for specifically for the rest of the video as well. You want to look at the last 6 months of data, or even the next longest. If you've only been advertising for 4 months, look at 4 months of data. And you want to find your break-even ROAS. It's the first thing. You want to find that, okay, this is good ROAS, but it could be better. And then you want to find that ROAS that's like, wow, this is amazing. I love this particular number right here. We're doing good with this. And then you're going to find a number 30% below break-even ROAS and a number 30% above break-even ROAS. So, for example, if your break-even ROAS is 1.5, 30% below will be like 1.05. And then also too, when you're looking for these other two ROAS targets of, oh wait, no, it's good, but it could be better. Make sure this is all based off realistic data that's already happened. Don't be unrealistic here. If you were dreaming of a 5x and never got that before, don't put a 5x down, put literally a 3x down because you've gotten that before. And also to be very specific with ROAS numbers, because a 2.5 is a lot different than a 2.0. So make sure you're including your decimal points right there. You also want to know your average cost per purchase and the average cost per purchase times 2. So if your average cost per purchase is $25, your 2x CPP is going to be $50. Now, another tip is delayed attribution. I think this is a big one right here that a lot of people forget about, and especially a lot of newer, brands that are advertising and stuff. Delayed attribution plays a huge role inside your ad accounts. So, for example, let's say today, Monday or Tuesday, you click on an ad, and then Thursday you make that sell. Your purchase is going to accumulate back to Tuesday. So on Wednesday, when you look back at Tuesday's data and saw you had 0 purchases on that campaign, then Thursday the sell was made, and then Friday you look back again at the week, and all of a sudden Tuesday has a sell and it's profitable. Well, that's because of the late attribution. We start to see this to really become a big thing, especially on ad accounts that are also doing a lot of email marketing as well. So just something to think about as well. Now, tip number 4 is do not look at a 24-hour window. I see too many people, they literally look back at the last 24 hours, and that's how they make their decisions of what they're going to cut today, what they're going to scale today, what they're going to decrease today. So make sure you're looking at longer time frames. My 3 time frames I'm always looking at is the 3-day to 7-day and the monthly. So 3 days kind of like my usual for I'm going to increase the budget, I'm going to decrease the budget, or maybe we're severely unprofitable at the 3-day mark for a specific campaign, I'm going to cut it. So you're always going to look back at the last 3 full days of advertising data. Same thing with the 7-day, same thing with the monthly. And this way, it just doesn't allow you to look at the bigger picture before you make before you make decisions, And it's also going to look back at a much stronger window of data versus just looking at the last 24 hours when it could have been a down day that specific day. I see too many people literally every day just inside the ads manager. Oh, we were down yesterday. You got to push the budget down. Oh, we were up yesterday. You got to push the budget up. And every day is just a roller coaster ride. And that's not what you want to be doing. And also, there's a lot of harsh swinging emotions. So, look at longer time frames before you make decisions, and always look at the last 3 full days or 7 full days or the monthly in terms of where you at for account performance. Now you understand a few of the tips and stuff that just kind of like basic rules and stuff I follow when running ads. Let's actually dive now into some of the actual specifics of, okay, we're going to increase the budget here today. We're going to look at last full 3 days of data. You know, what's going on? How do we actually manage it? Because managing it comes down to cutting, when to cut stuff, when to increase budget, when to decrease budget, when to add new stuff in. So that's all big parts of what we're going to cover in today's video. So now that we're moving forward, first thing is just your top of funnel budget increase. And again, this is going to be specifically for your campaigns that are not testing campaigns. Testing campaigns have their own specific rules. So what we do is for our top of funnel budget, we're gonna map out three particular ROAS targets. I like to do my break even number. I like to do my good but could be better ROAS, and then I also like my love this number. But again, make sure all these are realistic ones that's already been accomplished many times in your ad account, and you're just simply actually writing them down and stuff. So now what I like to do is a 10, 20, 30% increase for these specific targets. So for a lot of our accounts, we want to spend a lot, and we're okay with increasing budget even if it's at a break-even ROAS. If it's below a break-even ROAS, we're cutting it, or we're decreasing budget. But if it's above a break-even ROAS, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start increasing it by increments. So at a break-even ROAS, we're going to increase it by 10%, and anything from a 2.25 upwards to a 3, we're going to increase it by 20%. And target number 3 is anything above a 3x, we're going to increase it by 30%, and that's the total budget. So if you're running a CBO campaign, it's pretty easy. If it's ad sets, you're going to do each individual ad set of how you're going to increase these particular daily budgets. So now what I like to do is when I'm doing this is I like to basically look at the last full 3 days of data, and then when I make my decision. So if I'm making this decision Wednesday afternoon, I'm going to look at Tuesday, Monday, and Sunday. I'm not going to include Wednesday. And you're going to do this once a day per campaign or per ad set. Now, some of you guys might be on a little bit more conservative side with ad spend and not willing to increase anything if it's at break-even ROAS. So you might want to make your targets a little higher. So maybe you're willing to increase budget at 10% once you're at a 2.25. Then a 3x for 20%, then a 3.5 for 30%. It's going to vary by person, and also to how much they have ad spend, how conservative they are, how much they're spending. It's going to be a lot of different factors in it, what these 3 ROAS targets will be. Now, also too, don't recommend scaling past 30%. 30% is also the border. Facebook says anything above a 20% can potentially throw your ad set, throw your campaign back into learning limited, or affect the delivery of it as it's too big of a budget increase. But we've been finding a 30% right on that sweet spot. So that's why we only like to shoot for very high ROAS numbers on that particular ad account before we increase it by 30%. We're not going to do this at like a break even, because we know that's a campaign is just going to go to shit. Now, our middle funnel and bottom of funnel increases for the budget is quite different, because we were applying the same rules for our top of funnel, but the problem with it was drastically increasing too much, and it was burning out our audiences very quickly. At your middle of funnel and bottom of funnel, you're already going to have a naturally high ROAS. So if you're applying the same rules as your top of funnel, it's just going to throw out the budget really quick, and then you'll see a very harsh decline in your middle funnel and bottom funnel. You'll burn out your audiences, and it's just not a fun time, to be honest. So with this, we also see like people with high ROAS, and then they'll just increase their budget. Like, oh, my middle funnel's at a 5x. Let me hurry start scaling it, and then they're spending more in their middle funnel than their top of funnel, and obviously that causes for some issues, because you'll wear out your middle funnel audiences, and you need to pump more people in there. So what I like to do when I'm increasing the budget for a middle funnel and bottom funnel, there's a certain frequency. We've noticed 2x for some accounts. We've seen some with a 3x, 4x, but there's a certain frequency for the last 24-hour period of which ROAS will start to drop after. So if you have like an 8x frequency and then you notice any budget increase after just destroys your ROAS, then you know, okay, as long as I keep my frequency up below a 8, then you're good, and you can keep increasing budget and keep looking and monitoring that frequency. So frequency is just something you got to keep in mind, and if it looks good and everything, I'll increase it by 20%. Simple. If I know the frequency is high, ROAS is down, I need to pull budget back because that frequency is too high. People are seeing the same ad too many times. I need to toss in a new creative. I need to lower the ad spend for that particular one, and then we'll move forward. So you're gonna have to find that number. It's kind of hard to tell. Like I said, some accounts I see anything below a 2.0 in the last 24 hours is good. Some amount of accounts I can see a 8x in the last 24 hours, and lowering it did nothing, and it only, you know, so you have to find that specific number for your account. It's kind of hard to tell exactly which works for you. For me, again, last 24 hours, anything below a 2.0 for the frequency has been really good for us though. Okay, so you're probably wondering, okay, how do I manage all this? Because this is a lot of information I just learned, and especially when you're like us and we're managing 7 to 8 accounts on a day-to-day basis. So tip number 7 is you need some type of rules to automate this. Now, we use RevealBot in our agency because we just love how easy to use and the amazing like expansions you have on these rules and stuff. Like it's amazing because you can create some really powerful stuff. Whereas Facebook Ads Manager, you can create rules, it's free and everything, but the problem with it is that it's very limited in terms of what you can do. RevealBot provides some absolutely amazing just options, and pretty much anything you can think of, you can literally put into RevealBot. Now, the cool thing about using a bot is I'm not in front of my ads manager every day 24/7. I'm not in my, weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and that leads to problems with inconsistencies, especially when you're spending a lot of money and you're working with many different accounts. Just those 2 or 3 days away from it can cause some issues. So that's why I like to use RevealBot, because it gives me that confidence to step away from the ads manager and understand that, hey, my strategy has been duplicated into RevealBot, and I know RevealBot's going to take care of it for me. Now, I love artificial intelligence, but the biggest thing for you to understand is you need to have your strategy down first before using RevealBot. So you need to actually go ahead and take everything I just showed you in this video, go work on it for a few days, fine tune it, tweak it and stuff, and then, okay, now I know exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis. Then duplicate yourself into RevealBot, and it'll be the cheapest ads manager you can find in terms of taking some of that responsibility off your hands. I'll go ahead and I'll include a link below for RevealBot. Full transparency, it is an affiliate link. If you use it, that's cool. If not, that's totally cool as well. Again, it helps out the channel, so if you do are inclined to using RevealBot and you want to use it, please use my affiliate link. Pay me back for these awesome videos completely free for you. So thank you. Okay, so now we're going to go into decreasing budgets. I think probably this is a big one, and first thing we're going to do is find a number lower than your break-even ROAS, about 30% below. So if your ROAS is between a 1.05, which is definitely unprofitable, and then 1.5, which is your break-even ROAS, we want to decrease the budget by 20%. And again, we want to look at a 3-day window before making this call. So we'll do this daily, and we'll do it on all campaigns, even your middle funnel and bottom of funnel campaigns. You can also set this rule for your middle funnel and bottom of funnel campaigns based off a higher ROAS, as you already want your middle funnel and bottom funnel to be higher. If my middle funnel and bottom funnel is at a 1.29 for a few days, then obviously there's some bigger issues and we need to pull some budget back, maybe update some creatives, new offer, something like that. So, but we apply this to all of our live campaigns. Again, does not apply to our testing campaigns. Another note on this, I like to look at, like, Facebook has a super smart algorithm, obviously, of how much money we push at it on a day-to-day basis. It gets us results and stuff. But what happens if we start to pull that budget back? Is it smart enough to, okay, this advertiser is starting to pull out the market, let's get them some results to keep them in? So that's also another reason why I like to decrease budget for a few days before just cutting the campaign. And we've normally seen, if we decrease the budget for a few days, we'll see a spike in results again for that campaign. It's just by decreasing the budget a little bit, pulling back, retracting back a little bit. So if we could do this for a few campaigns and bring them back to profitable, that's absolutely amazing. Now, as we move away from budget increases, budget decreases, let's go to trimming the fat. Now, I did get this particular terminology from Tim Bird in his, I think, shotgun strategy. But trimming the fat for me is just every 3 days, we're going to start cutting off a bunch of stuff that's definitely unprofitable. So I give 3 days for all new campaigns. And essentially what we're going to do is when our ROAS is below our lowest when our ROAS is below our lowest target for ROAS, so that's that 30% below one. So for us, it's a 1.05. So if it's below a 1.05, maybe it's 0.95, we're going to cut it. We're going to start off with the creatives. So we'll cut off all the creatives that's unprofitable. Then we'll move to the ad sets, cut off all the ad sets that are not profitable. And then if we're left with only one ad set, one creative, and that's it, cool. If not, if we're left with nothing, then okay, cool. We just cut off that campaign. But I always like to start off with the creatives first and then move my way up from creatives, ad sets, all the way up to the campaign. And then also too, if we notice that there's a 2x cost per purchase with 0 sales, again, on the creatives, nothing, cut it. And what that's going to do is it's going to trim the fat, so trim the stuff that's not working, and we're working from creatives up. Because if we turn off all the creatives, but like let's say for example you have an ad set that's like 1.05 ROAS, then you look inside of it and you have 2 creatives with like a 4x return on ad spend, but only about a small portion of the budget was fed out to those creatives, and then one particular creative has like $300 spent on a 1.05, then obviously we just need to turn off that one. And that way we can start testing those new creatives with, a higher return on ad spend. Now, every 7 days, I like to go ahead and just cut everything that's not profitable. I like to also look at about 30% above break-even ROAS. So over the last 7 days, if we had a campaign and we turned off creatives, turned off ad sets, and still at a break-even return on ad spend, or in that like mixture, I like to turn off everything below that, and basically the number I'm going to shoot for is 30% above break-even return on ad spend. So if it's 1.5, 30% above, it's a 1.95, and anything below 1.95 I cut. Again, start up with the creatives, work all the way up. But if I've already been doing this every 3 days, then it should just be very simple of cutting. You can also use RevealBot to automate a lot of this with a 7-day period of time and 3-day period of time. And again, just do it for a few weeks or do it for some time in terms of these two specifically. But some of these you can start setting up almost immediately. Just have a good understanding of how each one works. Don't just set it up, as that way you'll lead to some issues. So again, guys, you can grab RevealBot below. Absolutely amazing key piece of software. Way cheaper than hiring someone in-house to come manage all this for you. And then just an awesome little key piece to help you out with your ads manager. And especially when you're busy and can't get to ads manager, you set up some rules and stuff that's going to protect you from overspending and cutting things early. It's very, very awesome. Alrighty, guys, so that's the end of this video. I hope this helps out. I'll manage ad accounts, 8 different ad accounts on a day-to-day basis. Some spending, $400 or $500, and some spending upwards to $3,000 to $4,000 per day. So these are all the rules I like to use to like help me out with organizing it and stuff. So I really hope you guys out in terms of just managing everything and what to do and when to do it. If you are a e-com business owner and your business is doing over 25K a month in revenue and would like to hop on a call with me to discuss how we can audit your ad account and everything and drastically increase your results and help you scale from 25K a month to 250K a month, make sure you click the link below where you can book a call together. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. I post weekly videos on kind of like marketing videos for e-commerce businesses and teaching you the steps and tricks I use to scale up businesses right here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.